Hi there, my name is Richard, and in this video I'm going to be sharing with you a principle that I use in my personal training, and it's called Stop, Look, Listen and Think principle. It's something I learned as a kid growing up when you first sort of cross a road. For the first time, parents install this kind of stop, look, listen, think attitude, and quite simply, as you get to the road, you stop before you do anything. Stop at the curb, you look left and right, look for traffic, you listen for traffic, any cars, etc. And then you think about, is it actually safe to cross? So yeah, real simple principle, and I've taken it into my personal training for many years now, and it's helped kind of dictate the way I work with clients, and I like to share my thoughts with you on this now, and hopefully you can glean something from it for yourself. So yeah, just talking about this stop, look, listen, think attitude, and so just imagine a typical scenario where your client comes to you with maybe a challenge or some thoughts or some kind of predicament they're in regarding their weight, regarding their own personal health and fitness challenges and goals. And when they come to you for the first time, or any time in fact, the stop, look, listen, think attitude or principle way in doing things would quite simply dictate that you stop what you're doing. Of course, you stop what you're doing, stop your thinking. At that point, stop whatever kind of things you're running in your attitudes and your beliefs and your own sort of internal processes and chatter, and just get ready to kind of take on board whatever it is that your client is ready to present to you. So stop everything, stand still in yourself, in your actions, and just be ready and braced to kind of take on board what it is that the client is about to present to you. So in the second part of the stop, look, listen, think principle way of doing things is that you next would now, look. Yeah, so you're looking at your client and you're really taking in all the physical impression of their body language, their actions, their persona at that time, their state of being, everything that you can pick up from just kind of in an open way and in a very submissive way. Look at your client almost anew, as if you're looking at them for the first time, and go, okay, what is it that I'm picking up from this client that is new today in terms of what they're presenting to me? What can I see that I can learn from that is absolutely imperative for what it is that they're sharing with me? So that's the second part of the stop, look, listen, think is to look. Okay, so the third tenet or third part of this stop, look, listen, think attitude mindset is now to listen. Okay, and in this process, obviously, you stop. So you stopped everything that you're doing. You're looking visually, taking in the client completely without any presumption, and now you're listening. And with the art of listening, you're really just paying attention to everything that the client is saying without interruption. Okay. And without any kind of presumption or sort of judgment or projection from yourself. So the third part of the stop, look, listen, think is now to listen to what your client has to tell you and to share with you. Okay, so the fourth principle, fourth aspect of the stop, look, listen, think way of doing things is now to think. Okay, and when I say think, just to give you an example, what I mean by thinking is maybe not the day-to-day sense of what we understand thinking to be, but if a client was to say to you, okay, on the weekend, I was trying to keep to my nutrition plan and I went off it and I ate something like, whatever, burger with whatever, and that's not in line with my nutrition plan. Not to say that burgers are wrong, yeah? But just in this case, for this client, the burger wasn't part of the nutrition plan. And they come and say, and they share this with you, okay? So you might think that a thinking attitude would be to respond, well, this is my opinion of burgers, this is where your plan's going, and this is my advice, and but that's a kind of automatic response. It's probably the response that you're likely to give regardless of what the client who the client is and what the context is, okay? So, this is what I call automatic thought process, as opposed to the real thinking, skill that we have as human beings, which is then to kind of go, okay, well, I have my prescript of things that I would say to the client in this case, because I have an attitude about burgers and I have an attitude about health and nutrition and about my client. And so I already know what I would say in this scenario. Well, you don't know, because the context is always new. The historic context of what's happening with the client at that time is always a novel one. And so unless you're willing to kind of think about, well, what is it that the client is now presenting to me? Because I stopped, I've looked at my client anew, I come to looking at them for the first time in this context, and I'm kind of maybe seeing things that I didn't see on other occasions, and I'm listening, I'm picking up on nuances in things that they're trying to explain to me. I'm really picking up on stuff that is paramount information to take on board, So, with the stop, look, listen, think process, engage completely. When you get to think, you should be kind of going, well, is there something different that I need to be doing with my client on this occasion, different to what I've done before, despite the similarity of the challenge that maybe they're giving me. And indeed, it could be a novel challenge. And always the last principle is to really think about what you're going to say next. I hope this has been helpful. My name's Richard, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.